naval tactician Seaspray. I'm certain you have many Autobot secrets to tell us.
Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the Newage 61 and 61R Triton and Tremors. This is their take on Seaspray and Go Bots Man O' War. And I will talk about that, the reason that the Man O' War looks like this. But I did get this to show Zeb. I have a link down below where you can get yours too. It is a 2-pack. It's only sold as a 2-pack. TH reviewer code if you want to help the channel out. But we're going to get into looking at these and take a look at them both modes, do some comparisons, and then discuss the lore behind Man O' War coming up. All right, here is the packaging, and you got a nice window box to it. You got 2 of them in there in the 2-pack. Yeah, this, I don't think that it's going to be sold separately at all by itself. But here's one side, and there's that side. Triton and Tremors. There's the back. The top showing, was it a partial transformation? No, not really. Anyway, decent packaging. Gets the job done. Here they are, and they are tiny. And probably part of the reason why they wanted to pack them as a 2-pack, also to sell more. But looking at these, I think they look great. This is a win for Newage, in my opinion. And yesterday we saw a win for Magic Square. So if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. I'm going to point out pluses, minuses, good and bad, and all this kind of stuff with each one of these figures. But my only negative, and I'll just get out of the way, is it's small. It is a mini bot, and they're small. Newage runs a little small when it comes to these, but it's kind of strange how they get their scale together. But I think it's fine for any Legends collection, even your Magic Square Legends collection. But it does feel a little bit smaller than I expected. But we know how Newage runs small. Past that, everything looks pretty cool on it. And let's start by just looking at the Seaspray here. And he looks great. I love the paint, as we talked yesterday with the Ironhide. Well, this thing just right out the gate, the very first one you get, painted really well. And it looks fantastic. You can see the light glistening off the arm and the chest, the legs, this post, the head. I mean, it looks like it's all painted. It looks really good, and fantastic job on that. And then, I mean, it definitely looks like the character, and it fits the bill right out of the gate. Right over here, now this one here, the Man O' War, different color scheme, same exact story, painted really well, and just got to adjust that chest piece there. But man, it does look nice. A lot of paint all over this. The color scheme on it's just a little different. It is what it is, but it will work. Great looking figures. Let's go ahead and get into some articulation, accessories, and then comparisons before we get this thing transformed up. Head's on a typical ball joint, and it looks fine. Shoulder out to here, and then 360. Whoa, tight tolerances. We've got side to side on the elbow, barely a 90 on the elbow, and then the hand really just molded in. This thing will fold over it, I believe. That's how, yeah. This is going to fold over it. So it's really nothing that you can do with that hand. I don't even think it can turn it all. There's really no need for it. Okay, waists, no swivel at the waist. There it is. It's just super tight. Wow. That is tight. Waist swivel. A nice ab crunch. I mean, you don't need much more than that. Then we got past the 90 on the hip. Then to the front and back 90 right up. You have so you can move it a little bit on this ball joint right here. But then, of course, you have this going on at the knee. And then the knee goes to there, which starts looking kind of goofy when you start extreme posing this thing. And then you've got the foot out to here. You got the tilts, but no up and down. And I don't know how much I would be trying to get him in super dynamic poses because of the fact that he is a little chunky in the lower area, but that's just the character and the way it goes. So articulation probably only about 75% of the way there, but it's the character, and he gets in his own way a lot of the time. For accessories, you get 2 accessories per figure. They both get the gun, which it's a nice gun. I think it's cast in blue and then painted black. And then this one over here is cast, I think, in black and painted black. It's because the handle's different. The handle's blue on this, which Makes me think it's cast in blue and then painted. But I mean, that's just my assumption. Also, you get this wave. He makes some waves when he's in his alt mode, but you can clip it on his back like it's some sort of a backpack. And you have weapon storage. And you can make them look a little cooler, a little more interesting. I won't be doing that for display, but you just show us a thing that you can do with both of them because it's the same stuff. But pretty cool. Pretty fun. I want to point out that Man of War is not an exact repaint. He's got some different stuff. These look like missiles up here. They're painted differently. And this is something that Newage does. When they give you another character, they change something on it. It doesn't just have to be a repaint. They change something. And that little missile-looking thing at the top there is what they did a little bit different. And when they did those Cyclonus repaints, and they made them different characters, I mean, you almost didn't even know it was the same buck by the time they were done with them. This, obviously, it's just one minor change and some different paint, but at least they go the mile. I'll give them the credit on that they give it some different remold to it. All right, time for some comparisons. This is G1, and not my best condition one. The better condition one's in the alt mode. I will show that. And then this is eye gear, which was touted as a masterpiece, but it really wasn't. It was more of a chug, more for the main line. But it was third-party chug back in the day when we didn't have masterpiece at the time. So I kind of had it as a stand-in or a fill-in. But yeah, it's kind of goofy. Eye gear, early days of this stuff. But try to kind of get a few things going here for comparison. Obviously, the Optimus Prime. And as you can see, it just feels a little short next to Optimus Prime. But let's kind of go down and see what we've seen and what we've gotten here. This is, I believe this is Newage's Beachcomber, Magic Square's Bumblebee. So it's about the same size as Magic Square's Bumblebee. But then you get Magic Square and their gears. Let's get that in there just right so you can see all that. So it is a little on the small side, but it fits. It's why I'm saying I think it fits fine in any collection size scale. It works. It works for me. All right, so now to talk about this guy here. If you're anything like me and you think of Man of War and it's GoBots, you're thinking this battleship and it looks like this. And this color scheme and all of that. Well, in I guess the comic continuity or something along those lines, they changed up Man of War to, it's not just changed him up, he's disguised as a hovercraft when he goes to Cybertron. And that's the way it was when I looked it up to find out why it looks like this. It does look like this. This does look like what they did with it in the comic books or some other continuity. But that's how Wiki described it. And I thought it was kind of interesting to find that out. But I was partially hoping, hey, could we fill a GoBot hole? No, you can't, really. All right, now for the transformation on this guy. It is kind of a little bit different. It's quite interesting how they go about doing it, though. So let's start with the bottom here. We're going to fold these heels down, flip it around, and then close this piece off. And then you're going to line on a double, it's got a double joint on it, so you're going to kind of line this double joint up so that the tab fits into this slot. And then you're going to flip this around and then flip that around. And you got one leg done. And we'll come back to that here in a bit. Actually, you do that too. So we'll come back to that. So same thing on the other side here. Flip this up, flip this around, close this down, and then double join it into place to tab. And then flip it around, upside down, backwards, bring this up, and then you have this to tab into place. And we will be messing around with getting this just right, but that's kind of the right positioning there. Take the arms and open them up. The lower, now it was kind of a thick forearm because it does this. So it does that for you. So we've got that going on, and we will be messing with that here in just a little bit. Now on, so the hinge is over here. So you have to open it from over here, and then we fold the head back. And then we're going to fold this whole segment here up. And then we're going to get it all aligned. Put the... Okay, there's a tab here, and then there's a tab here that goes into that slot. So it's like the arm has a tab and it has a receptacle at the same time. So you have to line them both up and get them tabbed in. And these top ones are, because they're both painted so well, they're a little tight. So just be a little careful with that. I feel real nervous about possibly breaking this thin little tab here. I feel like it's... Am I going out of focus? I'm actually looking at it over the camera, not through the camera, so hope this whole thing's not out of focus. But tab that into there, and then line it up just right for that tab in, and then give it a nice push together. And we've got Seaspray in his alt mode. Flip that around. Did I miss that point? That might be something I missed. Is that a thing that I missed? That's a thing that I missed, I guess. Check that out. Here they are, both all transformed up. I got a few things to say about this. First of all, it's the paint carries over and looks really good in this. And although I didn't talk about it, we saw the feet and the kind of windshield in the bot mode. It looks more like a windshield right now because it's what it should be. So it looks pretty good. It's a little wider than I was expecting, but I don't think that's a big deal. And for whatever reason, this piece is adjustable. I don't see any point for that being adjustable, unless you're supposed to completely flip it around and I just missed that point. Are you supposed to completely flip that around? Did I miss that point? That might be something I missed. Is that a thing that I missed? That's a thing that I missed, I guess. Check that out. That makes it look better. That does make it look better. Oh. Anyway, so looking pretty good. And I left it the other way on that one. Cool. It looks good. Anyway, yeah. You got the fans, and they look good. Yeah. The heads, it's almost completely hidden, which is pretty cool. So they did hide this stuff. And a little bit of rolling to it. Is it roll? It slides really well. All right, let's get into the accessories. As you can see with this one here, I already put the accessories on it. There's an obvious hole for the gun to go. That's weapon storage. And then there's a hole in the bottom to plug in your waves. Let's make waves here. And that looks good. And the missiles definitely are prominent in this mode. You get to see that a lot more. Looking really good. I mean, yeah, that looks great. Let's get over here to go ahead and just do all this fun. And you're risking some paint rub there, I'm sure. Now, doing anything with this figure, because there's so much paint, is risking paint rub. But there we go. And yeah, they're both just going around. I mean, it's a lot of fun. There's no skis or whatever. I mean, could you imagine having some skis on your Bumblebee and him getting pulled behind like we saw with the X-Transbots version? So as we saw before, it's about the same size as the vintage. And the reason I expected it skinnier is because the vintage one is long and skinny. And this one is shorter and thick. So however you feel it's right, of course. Then we got the modern Legends before Core was a thing. And that's what this one is. And actually this looks like it's got paint on it too. It's got paint. It's painted right there. That's pretty nice. But yeah, this thing's way too big for a Legends scale, but the bot mode is also pretty big too. It's almost a deluxe figure. There's a $10 Legends. That's what we used to get for $10 out of Hasbro. So here's a little mix or smattering of figures from different companies. We've got Magic Square, Newage, Magic Square, I think Magic Square. Okay, well, mostly Magic Square. But as you can see, I would actually think that a hovercraft or something would be bigger, but the scale is actually scaled for the bot. So the alt mode, it just kind of lands where it may, right? Alright, so what do I think about these guys? These Newage, Seaspray, and Manowar, they call it Triton and Tremors. I think that they're good bots. I think it's a win for Newage. I think Newage is a superior look to the Magic Square aesthetic, and the paint is phenomenal, and it all works. So I give them definitely high marks on this one because it works. feel like he's still a little bit on the small side, but you have to expect that with Newage, especially for the mini bots for whatever reason. Not their Dinobots; they're not on the small side at all. But with that, that's my only negative, is it's slightly on the small side. Everything else is great. The pack-in with this, people are upset about having to buy two, I guess, but I expected this thing to be like a $40 figure, and it's $50 for a 2-pack. So did they charge you $10 more for an extra figure? I don't know. Would they have charged you $25 just for Seaspray? I don't know either. So it's just one of those things. But I am happy to have it, and I don't mind having an extra one for alt mode. But that's just me personally. It's no big deal. But I did get to show Z. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours. But let me know what you think about these two figures in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.